Made me mash my M&Ms. You are in the control room of 25th Street Recording. We're a full-service recording studio that opened in 2011, right here in downtown Oakland, California.
We do lots of video production. We do back to the community stuff. We do lots of events that help support the community, whether it be music websites or radio stations or voiceovers even. That's not an event, but that's another thing we do here a lot.
Yeah, we featured events, CD release parties for Oakland School for the Arts. We support songwriter series. They're community-oriented. We've supported a number of events, live performance events here in the studio with a number of different partners. So we try to run the gamut of all ways that we can use this facility. Well, what we've got going on is essentially all of the best tools that we could possibly assemble in one room.
It's amazing. It's like being in a candy factory and being able to eat candy without getting fat. And being able to use these amazing microphones and all this amazing gear that a lot of people you see in magazines but don't always get the chance to use. I've had a lot of people come in and be like, wow, I have that plug-in. Because they're used to seeing it, but they've never actually used the real thing.
Anybody that wanted to perform together, that was the chief concern when they were designing this place and building it out. Great sight lines, beautiful environment, all of the things that you needed to really get a top quality first-rate recording while keeping people in good visual communication and keeping the vibe right. So, it was really meant to be a room that accommodated a band and ensemble, and that's what we use it for constantly.
We've managed to connect everything in a way that makes it really easy to, like someone could walk in the door and I can be up and running with a 4-piece rock band in an hour. It's interesting, the music community's had a tough time. The current tech blanket is starting to cover Oakland now too, but there's a lot of musicians here that I play a lot. I have these guys, especially the jazz guys, they're always hard to schedule because all of them have gigs all the time. It's not exactly the free and easy 60s spirit anymore, but there's a lot of musicians around here and a lot of them working.
We see a lot of younger artists as well emerging from here. I think any environment will support any potentially big artists. I mean, they come from everywhere in the world, and I think Oakland's great because there's a lot of support for young people who are trying to be in the arts and be in music.
There's definitely a strong community of engineers here and producers. It's fun to have them in here. Like I said, some of the engineers may not have been able to record with an Elam 251.
It's a lot of fun to share this resource with our community and all of these tools. We have the luxury of having in our racks so many of the things that we usually only see in magazines. And so it's really a fun experience to create an environment where people feel comfortable coming in and being able to use this stuff in the way that it was intended. And we do have a very strong engineering community here that's been very supportive to us, and we're grateful for it. There and again, we have the luxury of having a really beautiful sounding control room. Because we have this amazing sounding room, we can really get a lot of feedback from the tools that we use, outboard gear, equipment, microphones, speakers especially. Around 15 years ago, I started seeing advertisements for the ADAM S3H, and it was making kind of a big splash in the industry. A lot of people were interested in this speaker, and I called a retailer, and they sent me a pair, and they said, you like them, just try to mix and don't try to do anything special, just mix until you think the music sounds good and then take it out, and if it doesn't translate well, you can send it back. And I kept them because he was right. When ADAM came to us again and played us more of their new range of speakers, the S3H, in my mind, were like the supercharged update to my trusty ADAM S3As, which we still have after all of these years. Coming from the S3As, having the classic setting on the S3Hs has made our transition totally seamless here. I mean, we took a classic speaker and we upgraded it, and we have all of the sound quality plus all the new features and wonderful sound that ADAM has to offer. It's just made it a no-brainer. My original pair of S3As are still in the other room here. And that says a lot about a speaker. It's a working environment every single day. We're in here cranking and doing sessions. And so we need something that we come in and we turn it on and it sounds the same as it did the day before, no matter what kind of punishment it received. And so far, so good with these speakers. And I think that's the biggest compliment I could give any piece of gear in here. Because if it stops working, it's not in this room anymore.
When we first got these, we had Carl Dörfler in doing a bunch of mixing, and he liked them immediately. And we were messing with the settings, and he was like, wow, these are really great. Listened to them all day, and he was like, glowing review. So I know that people that come in here appreciate how good they sound, and how good they sound in this room, especially.
I've been mastering records for about the last 10 years, and I've been using my ADAM speakers the whole time. I think that there is differences of opinion on this in the industry, but I was never one to trust a pair of super esoteric, gigantic speakers that, I would have never listened to in any other environment. But I have an environment that I highly trust, and I have a set of speakers that I highly trust. My method might be a little bit unorthodox compared to what, we're sort of fed as the major industry version of a mastering studio, but I have hundreds of super happy clients at this point, people that come back to me for records over and over and over again. And I think my mastering reputation speaks for itself in that way, and that's due in large part to speakers like these S3Hs. You just want something that not only can you trust, but actually sounds good. I don't want to have to train myself to like the way that a speaker sounds, because that maybe it's going to translate better because I'm forcing myself into some, can't I just have a speaker that sounds good and translates out? And the answer is I can. With the ADAM S3H. Sorry.